Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Sunita Dol, working as an assistant professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department at Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. My paper title is Use of Classification Techniques in Educational Data Mining. Data mining is the process of extraction of interesting pattern or a knowledge from huge amount of data. Or we can say it is a process of analyzing the data from different perspectives and summarizing it into useful information, or we can say it is a process of discovering interesting knowledge from large amount of data stored in database, data warehouse, or other information repositories. There are three main data mining techniques: classification, clustering, and association rules. Classification. So it is a technique where we categorize the data into a given number of classes. The main goal of a classification problem is to identify the category or class to which a new data will fall under. It is also called as the supervised learning. Example, classification of email as spam or not spam depending on header, sender, and content, etc. Clustering is a technique for finding groups of objects such that objects in one group will be similar to one another and different from the objects in another group. It is also called as the unsupervised learning. Example, marketing and sell. Clustering technique helps marketers to group people based on their similarities in many ways related to the product under consideration. Association rules. It is a rule-based machine learning method for discovering interesting relation between variables in large database. Example, the rule butter, jam implies bread found in the sales data of supermarket would indicate that if a customer buys butter and jam together, they are likely to also buy a bread. Data mining is used in various applications such as banking, telecommunication industry, retail industry, DNA analysis, etc. Educational data mining elucidate the application of data mining to the data generated from education setting. There are various applications in the area of educational data mining such as analysis of data, recommendation for students, predicting the students' performance, detecting the students' behavior, etc. Classification is a supervised learning that maps the data into predefined classes. Classification algorithm requires two datasets, training dataset and the test dataset. Training dataset now given a collection of record in which each record contains a set of attribute. One of the attribute is the class. Test set is used to determine the accuracy of the model. Usually, the given data set is divided into training and test set, with training set is used to build the model and test set used to validate it. There are two steps in the classification algorithm: building the classifier, that is model construction, using the classifier for the classification, that is the model uses. Now consider the first step, that is the model construction. It consists of set of predetermined classes. Each tuple or the sample is assumed to belong to a predefined class. The set of tuples used for model construction is training set. The model is represented as classification rule, decision trees, or the mathematical formulae. Now consider the model construction diagram and the example. Here the example of model construction is given. Training set consists of roll number ISC1, ISC2, ISC3 assignment submitted and the grade. After application of the classification algorithm, the classifier rule gets generated. So sample classifier rules are also shown here, such as if ISC1 equals to good, ISC2 equals to good, ISC3 equals to good, and assignment submitted is equal to yes, then the grade is good. If ISC1 is good, ISC2 is average, ISC3 is average, and the assignment submitted no, then the grade is average, etc. Now consider the second step, that is the model usage. This model is used for classifying the future or the unknown objects. The known label of test sample is compared with the classified result from the model. The accuracy rate is the percentage of test set sample that are correctly classified by the model. Test set is independent of the training set, otherwise overfitting will occur. So now consider the model usage diagram and the example. Here the test dataset consists of roll number, ISC1, ISC2, ISC3 and the assignment submitted, and here we have to predict the grade. After application of the classifier rule obtained in the model construction step, it predicts the class. So the predicted class for the test data set is shown here. VECA, that is Waikato Environment for the Knowledge Analysis, is a free open source tool for data mining which consists of collection of machine learning algorithm. You can download this tool from the URL given here. VECA consists of four parts: Explorer, Experimenter, Knowledge Flow and Simple CLI. So here we use the Explorer, that is an environment for exploring the data with the VECA. To predict the student class using the classification algorithm, we consider the semester 2 result of second year computer science and engineering students. This data acts as a training set for classification algorithm. The test set is also given in the second table. In the test set, the class is predicted class using the classification algorithm. The test data set also consists of all the attributes that are present in the training set except the value of class. The value of the class is predicted using the rules generated from the training set. To check whether the predicted class is correct, the result of predicting the student class using the classification on test data set is compared with the real data set. The result of applying various classification algorithm on training set using VECA is shown here. Here, various classification algorithm results like random forest, J48, simple card, decision table, Navia Bayes, SMO and simple logistics are compared. From this table, correctly classified instance for the random forest classification algorithm is 100%. Hence, the classification of data using this algorithm is explained in this case. Here on the slide, the ARFF file for training dataset is shown. An ARFF file is an ASCII text file that describes a list of instances sharing a set of attributes. First part of the VECA output of the training set using the random forest classification algorithm is shown here. It shows the classification algorithm use relation, number of instances and the attributes. Second part of the VECA output is shown here. It shows correctly classified instance and incorrectly classified instance. Third part of the VECA is shown here. It shows the confusion matrix in which out of 74 students, 19 students classified as distinction, 16 students classified as a first class, 18 students classified as second class, 15 students classified as ATKT, and 6 students are classified as fail. So this data is matched with the real data. Here on the slide, the ARFF file for the test dataset is shown. Here, the ARFF file for the predicted result using the VECA is shown. This table shows the real data of the semester 2 result of the second year computer science and engineering student. As we can see that from both this, predicted result is matched with the real data. Now conclusion. The classification technique is explained with the help of the algorithm random forest in the educational data mining. This technique is used to predict the class obtained by the student in the university examination. The result we obtain using the data mining tool VECA also match with the real data of the examination. These are the references. Thank you.